Hey everyone, welcome to your All Signs Timeless love reading. This is a general collective love reading, so it is geared towards a wide audience of individuals who are on a similar frequency. Because it's general, I would ask that you please connect with your intuition. Be centered, distraction-free, and in a space where you can truly contemplate and fully focus on the reading. And with that in mind, you'll want to use your intuition to discern what is meant for you to take from the reading and what is not for you. And with that in mind, let's get into it. What is the energy your person is in regards to this connection? Their overall energy. How are they feeling towards the connection, thinking towards the connection, all that good stuff. Okay. So first we have legal, lawyers, court, and paperwork. So your person could be involved in legal issues at this time. This could be related to a marriage or a relationship that they're in. It could be in a different area. This is something that you will be aware of if it connects with you. Wishful thinking, second chance, deja vu, and nostalgia. And this is feeling like the Six of Cups tarot, thinking fondly of this, feeling like they know you. They know you before they met you, right? This feeling of home. You are deja vu. You're a glitch in the matrix. All right, and recharge. Breathe, let go, and clear your mind. So your person may have stepped away from this connection, away from the intensity of everything that's happening in their life, the legalities, right? And in stepping away from this connection, they've been able to see clearly a little bit more than when they were close and you know, in communication with you. So this may be a no contact situation for you. Take it if it connects with your experience. How are you each viewing one another? What is your overall energy towards one another? Okay. So for you, what flew out is the Empress. You're in an energy of resting in your power, in your receptivity, in an energy that doesn't chase, an energy that stands or is steadfast and confident in what they have to offer and what they're doing in life, and you're not chasing. Your abundance is taking place in the form of magnetism. You're centering yourself in your more natural state, the feminine energy. And that's not man or woman. Feminine energy is more intuitive, feeling, receptive, receiving, right? And so both major arcana cards and how they're viewing you. Tower. This person is going through some heavy shifts and experiences in their life right now. It feels really heavy for this person, and it could have a lot to do with the legal situation they find themselves in. They might be in the midst of it. It may have already happened to them, but they are really viewing this connection as something that crumbled everything that they thought they knew. They're feeling in an energy where there's no choice but to start over. And this is how they're viewing you. All right. What is the strongest connecting energy between the two of you at this time? Strongest connecting energy. Where are you in resonance with this person? New beginnings. New doors are opening and new opportunities are here. You are shifting into a higher frequency by honoring yourself and your accomplishments. And this feels very much so like this Empress energy of recognizing that naturally the abundance will flow to you when you shift your perspective and your frequency to I am magnetic. Things come to me. I know this. I don't chase. Chasing is kind of a lack energy of need. And you're in an energy of knowing that you have everything that you need and you're grateful for it. It's time for a fresh start and a clean slate. You are being asked to only bring your new self into this next chapter. And this is also the energy your person is in. Foundations are crumbling. Old beliefs are crumbling. Inherited, ways of looking at the world are being broken down and dissected and seen for their truth in your person's experience right now. And you played a very pivotal and crucial and focused role in this for your person. Okay. For some of you, it could be that your person is being called to face legal issues that they were not dealing with, that they were turning their back to and running away from. That's only for some of you. Don't take it if it doesn't feel connected to what you know. Let's see. I want to do... What is your person keeping from you? What is your person keeping from you? What hidden aspect is being kept from you right now? Soar. They're being asked to stop dimming their light. Period. It's time for them to come out of the shadows and let their authentic self soar. This feels like, like a figure coming out of rubble, like rocks and choss. And this feels a lot like the tower. This person is in a stage of the experience of this tower energy where they're seeing everything that's broken down. It no longer exists. They see clearly beyond the walls and the confines of this belief system that really ruled their life. And now this person, this figure, has wings and is seeing there's more to life than this. There's more potential than I ever realized. But this is going to take some work. But your person is feeling light, lighter. And then if this is a no contact situation, they're not sharing this with you. Anything else that the viewer's person is keeping from them presently? Anything else, Spirit? Okay, nothing wanted to come out. What is the strongest crossing energy between you and your person? Strongest crossing love energy between the two of you at this time. Searching the deceiver, and how it fell out was like this. Searching the deceiver. The deceiver feels in a way that it could be linked to the tower of beliefs for your person. Could also be searching for the deceiver. Searching the deceiver. Let's read about the deceiver. All right. Manipulation, pretense, and burden. The deceiver, as the name implies, is never who they truly pretend to be. Lies and fabrications merely skim the surface of the human effort to control our surroundings. The deception of loved ones is to be avoided, but the even graver sin is lying to ourselves. What the deceiver truly risks is not simply being caught in a lie. If the truth is buried so deep that the innermost self loses touch with itself, the deceiver risks the greatest deception of all, the pretense of living in a world which is not real. If we strive to appear as someone other than who we truly are, we may lose our very identity. And this feels like if we fabricate lies within our beliefs and how we're viewing a situation, we can eventually come to a place where we believe those lies and we bring them to life with our creative minds, the creative power of our thought. Okay, let's see. Searching. See how this connects. Restless, dissatisfied, and absence. Searching is the feeling that something is absent in your life. So the deception, the deceiver, is the illusion that you are not whole, that you are missing something, that something is needed for you to find, for each of you to find that resonance and that peace and that wholeness. Whether dreamed of, daydreamed of, or daydreamed of, what you seek may be veiled in shadow, or it may be that your desire is known but unattainable at the present moment in your life. Searching may also be a feeling of restlessness that pervades your life and causes you to feel dissatisfied. If allowed to linger, the sense of disquiet can disrupt one's sense of self. Remember that although discovering a purpose can lead to contentment, the search cannot be rushed. Patience and open-mindedness will allow one to be ready when the dreamed-of moment arrives. So I'm getting kind of the vision of going to a movie and showing up only for the finale and the finish, and skipping over the entire storyline and experience and all the ups and downs and the peaks and everything, and just honing in and hyper-focusing on the end. And that's not how we live life, right? So search not beyond what is happening presently. Everything you need to understand is right in front of you and is happening at this moment. Feel into the present moment more. So searching beyond where you're at and outside of the present moment for understanding and wholeness. And the deceiver energy is the story or the belief that there is something outside of you that will complete you or make you feel whole or full, or like you've reached the finish line. Searching the deceiver. The present moment is where understanding will come from. I want to get a little bit more about that. Let's get a clarifier for each of you, the viewer and your person, the one you're here for. Why searching the deceiver as the strongest crossing energy between the viewer and their person spirit? One card for each, please. Okay. I'm going to keep that one face down so I can focus on it. Twin flames. Strong soulmate, telepathic, spiritual, divine connection. Searching outwardly for a path and a purpose and a mission that is internal. Twin flames doesn't necessarily for you mean that this is a twin flame, but it's the energy of what twin flame is, which is connections that cause us to see really deeply into old wounds and traumas and ways in which we hold ourselves back from love and connection and wholeness within. It's an external personification of the inner landscape of you. So searching the deceiver, looking towards deceptive paths of answers, which is why you may feel like you're going in circles with this connection and with understanding it and with your person. And I did kind of, with this card, I didn't say it, but I felt walk the middle way. The light is in the present moment and is walking forward and being present in the experience, feeling into the emotions that are brought about and stirred up within as a result of this person. And this feels to the middle, right? Finding the middle of your inner masculine and feminine, and honoring and embodying and accepting both your masculine and feminine energies within. For example, you could see expressing emotions as a weakness, and so you hold things in pridefully because you feel at some point that expressing emotions is weak and you don't want to appear weak, so you keep it to yourself. So that's an example of not embodying, feeling your feminine, receptive, intuitive energies. Or if you are afraid to go after what it is that you want, to make plans, to pursue goals, to pave the way, and to tread down a path which is new and uncomfortable to you. If you stray away from that or pull back or hide from that opportunity, that is disowning and dishonoring your masculine leadership, structure, outward energy, expressive energy. A story that you could be telling yourself. This could also be an energy and a message that you may be starting to believe it, and it is not based in truth. It is adversarial, deceptive, halting energy. So that's for you, and then for your person, self-love. Focused on desires of the heart, self-worth, expansion, and manifesting. So searching outwardly on finding happiness and connection and wholeness, but really what your person is being called to do is to focus on the desires of their heart, honoring and giving a voice to what their heart desires. And self-worth could be, or lacking self-worth or damaged self-worth, or ways in which they view themselves could be halting this feelings of unworthiness, keep them from expanding. So your person's energy is also an internal one of self-love. They are being guided to look inward and to really look at who they are and accept who they are in all of their flaws and their imperfections and what they perceive as failures. And to shift the perspective to be more compassionate and loving and patient and supportive of their journey and what they're being called to learn about themselves. You being in the Empress energy towards your person may mean that you are overly or predominantly in your feminine energies of sitting back and resting and not chasing. This may be a message for you, if that is what you are doing at this time, to feel into and turn your awareness to how you may be not embodying in a balanced way your masculine energies of leadership and fighting for what you want and paving the way and, making a new way for yourself and your life. So balancing your masculine and feminine energies. There are many videos on YouTube which you can search for that will help you to understand what divine masculine and divine feminine energies within are and what they mean, what that means. Okay. I want to get a little bit more in how you each are viewing one another. Spirit, please clarify the Empress for the viewer. Why the Empress for the viewer? You have so many choices and options. So this could be a way that in which you feel that causes you to stay put, to not chase, to wait. Anything else? So feeling like your person is incredible. You admire them. You think they're beautiful and incredible. And in such a way that it may cause insecurities in feeling worthy or equal to the way in which you view them. And also, I hope you'll wait for me. 3. Another 3 as well. So the Empress is 3. And 6. So, not necessarily sitting around and waiting, but sometimes goals and creating what you want requires action. Action is the masculine energy. Okay, why the Tower for your person's energy towards you? Why the Tower? And 22:22 on the clock. Wait. They're being guided to wait with you. Let's see, what else is there about that? What else can you tell me about this Tower energy? I'm too afraid to talk. Another 7. Your person is feeling that they are in a place in their life where things are heavy. They don't have the right words. A foundation of stability and confidence and trust and faith in their ability and what they're capable of. So they are waiting because there's a fear of communicating with you. And I meant what I said, number 5. So something may have been said, and this is confirmation that if there was any confusion or questioning it, they did actually mean what they said. Okay, and let's shift the reading to you. Tell me about your overall energy right now. Not in regards to them, but just overall view of your energy. What is your overall energy right now, viewer? Okay. The Bat. Another 7, so 34. You are trying to see and understand in ways that are not the typical way that you're used to seeing and understanding this connection. I feel there's a sense of you trying to have patience and and to understand what's happening in your surroundings from different senses, a different way. I want to read about this. Bat energy. And that's 34. Shamanic death and rebirth. Initiation, viewing past lives, understanding grief, use of vibrational sound, camouflage, invisibility, and ability to observe unseen. When Bat silently appears in your life, she is putting you on notice that major changes are headed your way. Pay attention to the subtle things that will herald these changes. These could be emotional, spiritual, physical, or material. This change will pertain to the death of a part of you that no longer serves the you that you are becoming. You have the choice of embracing these changes or fighting them. Be aware that they will appear, and it will be much easier on you if you embrace them. You are becoming the highest version of yourself. Bat. Ability to observe the unseen. You may be feeling into more of seeking answers and understanding by going inward in meditation, prayer, the third eye, taking the imagery and the downloads and the messages that you receive in meditation or other ways in which you get to that stillness and seek answers, breath work, exercise, whatever it is for you. So Bat. It's also really similar to what they're keeping from you, your person, soar. Both winged. And very similar with the purple colors. Could be speaking to the crown, the third eye, the psychic way of seeing. Let's see here. What do I want to do and get more insight into that? Let's see. Spirit, tell me more about the viewer's energy. What more can you tell me in addition to this bat? Bat energy. Why bat? I'm going to keep that face down so I can look at it first thing. But I'm seeing or drawn to a connection here of this rubble. It felt like rubble, right? Of the tower that's been broken down, the beliefs, the old ways, the foundation that this person believed up until you has crumbled, and they're looking forward. And I feel like this is the way in which this person is looking, which is ocean, right? And what does water represent? Water is emotions. It is the intuition, the inner feelings, right? And it feels like, okay, this tower that I built to raise me up above of my emotions so that I didn't have to face them or feel them, I am now gifted with the awareness that I cannot go that route. Emotions, feeling them, acknowledging them, and letting them flow through my heart are ways in which life has to happen. And you can only run from emotions for so long before it starts to decay and unnatural ways of being and thinking and your physical health begin to suffer, because it is unnatural and it goes against the natural order and way of life. I think a mistake or common belief that a lot of us feel is that emotions will be felt forever. If I feel into this, if I acknowledge it, if I admit that it's real and it happened, I'm going to feel this horrific emotion forever. And this is just a construct of the ego, of the personality identity. That's not truth. It is comparable to a thorn, pulling a sliver out. It hurts like hell when you're doing it, right? Nobody wants to do it. But give it a day after you do that and you start to feel your skin heal. The swelling goes down. Any, pus or bodily fluids that formed as a result of that foreign object being there now dissolve, dissipate. Healing begins. There might be a little scar and evidence that experience occurred, but it will be healed. It will go away and the intensity of it will not be felt like that. So think of this thing in terms of, for your person, they may be in that mindset of feeling that, wow, this thing that I realize I can't run away from, it's there, it's not going anywhere. It's an ocean of emotions. Can I handle this? Can I do this? Am I prepared to dive into and feel that? And your person feels maybe that they are not capable of that, but they're contemplating it, they're looking at it, they're entertaining the idea of that might be something that's possible for me. Maybe not now, but sometime, someday. Okay. And so telling us more about this bat. Vulnerability is power. And that is 39. Does that break down to 3? Another 3 for you. Vulnerability is power. And I did use that example of not someone as an example. Maybe it doesn't, maybe it applies, maybe it doesn't, maybe it's you, maybe it's your person, but feeling or acknowledging or speaking about how things feel, how they make you feel, or your person, feeling like that's a weakness, so hiding it, pretending it's you're fine or they're fine. Vulnerability is power. This might be an understanding that you're coming to the awareness of within yourself with this bat energy of seeing the unseen, understanding. And I do see a similarity in the circle, and then the moon, and then the circle, and then the sun, which feels very much so like bats rule the night. The lions rule the day. Balance in the masculine and feminine energies and ways of operating within. So, maybe an example for a man, feeling they have to be strong. Men don't cry, right? These societal things that we've been told for so long. Men don't cry. You just do what needs to be done, and you don't complain about it. You don't talk about it. It just you get it done. No matter how hard it is for you, you keep your chin high. You just do it, right? But the truth is, men and women, we both have hearts. We both have feelings. We both feel deeply, and life is not meant to be lived like that. That's inauthentic. That is a lie. It's a disservice to humanity to spread that lie to men. Right? We need each other. We need to feel what's happening in our life, right? And some of us are more logical and some are more emotional, whether you're a man or a woman, right? But so for a woman, right? I'm a woman, I need to be led by a man. I can't forge my way and I can't pursue my dreams because that's what men do, right? I just need to sit here and be a homemaker or whatever it is that is felt. So whatever belief system you feel into that you may think, maybe I am a little bit out of balance or not honoring the opposing energy or the counter energy to this. Vulnerability is power. It's how you master the inner landscape, the unconscious, as you feel. I want to read about it. 39. Let's see here. You may not feel like it at first, but the most vulnerable, or the more vulnerable you become, the more powerful you will feel. Befriending your emotions and your behavioral pattern puts you in the driver's seat of your life, rather than just feeling like a passenger. The word vulnerability comes from the Latin word vulnerabilis, meaning wounding. And we have been led to believe that being vulnerable opens us up to being wounded by others. However, most of the time, by blocking our vulnerability and being disconnected from our true feelings, we are wounding ourselves. So in trying to protect ourselves from others, we wound ourselves, because it is not the natural way and flow of life. It goes against the current. This card is here to tell you to reclaim the power of your vulnerability. Get to know how you truly feel without the fear of judgment. Be vulnerable with yourself, because with this awareness comes confidence. Be vulnerable with yourself. And what that could be speaking to is admitting that there are things that feel heavy and that are difficult and hard to handle right now, and it's testing you. Admitting that to yourself might be the first step, or what you're being called to do or see in your own experience. Okay. And I want to close it out with one of these. What guidance does Spirit have for you? What guidance does Spirit have for your highest good, if you are open and receptive to this guidance? Okay, I want to get one more of these for something to contemplate. What would you like to say to the collective and to the viewer for the highest good? What does the viewer need to know for their highest good? Okay. Put that there. Okay. So the first one that came out, protection. The golden egg, 62, so number 8. Okay. I'm going to read about this one. That is 62. Your team is spirit. Don't let anyone tip your kayak. Our helpers in our practice are what show up for us. They may be power animals, angels, ascended masters, ancestors, or transition spirits serving in light. Whatever their name, they belong. They're beings who serve in perfect love and perfect trust. I always recommend also finding a trusted and trained human practitioner for deepening the practice of working with spirit. This does 2 things. It helps the energetic current to be passed along, but it also helps us feel less as if we're full of it. Human witnesses help remind us that we're not making this up. They also help us learn crucial practices of protection, because unfortunately not every place is safe to be in our magic, and not every place is sacred. Sometimes we have to deal with jerks, or people who haven't yet remembered how to manage their own energy. But we don't have to come to those situations without protection. We can be conscious about protecting our own energy field. You may want to imagine an egg of energy, a cosmic egg, that surrounds your whole being. You may want to ask your team in spirit to protect it. Maybe there's even a perimeter or a moat. We do no harm, but we also take no shit. So, Yeah, look into if you feel like this is a message that speaks to you. Grounding, centering, and shielding. And shielding is very similar to what this author is describing, which is imagining a sphere, or in this case, an egg-shaped barrier around you. It could be gold, whatever feels. There are relevancies and connections within the colors you choose, but ultimately the highest white light is source energy. It is the highest protection, right? So protecting your energy. So it's important that you first ground. And this is an energetic thing that's different from earthing, but grounding is essentially closing your eyes. And there are many ways in which to do it, but one that I practice that also Damien Eccles kind of talks about is imagining that you are in a sphere, right? Close your eyes and there is a cord or a channel descending from the bottom of the sphere down through the earth, the energetic earth that's connecting to the spirit and the soul of earth, which is reflected as a bright green. That channel serves as a hose. And imagine you're flicking a switch and you're turning on a vacuum effect, which that vacuum is pulling everything that is foreign, all energies within your aura that are not yours, that are not you. And however you feel intuitively or whatever visions come to your head as you're doing this, trust them. If an energy that doesn't belong with you, that is harmful or negative, or doesn't belong in a sense, it could be seen as like diesel smoke. It could be seen as like a brown goop or green, like olive colored, whatever it is. Envision that as you breathe, that vacuum is pulling all of that energy out of your sphere and sending it down to the center of earth where it can be recycled, renewed, and used towards something else more beneficial. And once you feel energetically, you can see in your mind's eye that your sphere is clear and rid of any foreign energy. It's just you, it's just the white, it's just your energy. You then can, strengthen and fortify that barrier, that sphere that surrounds you. And this can be done by closing off that channel that is connected to earth and opening and envisioning a channel that goes up to a white light at the highest point of the universe. If there was a top of the universe, it is the highest, right? The brightest white light you can envision. And from that white light that is source, that is God, that is your creator, a channel comes from and connects to your sphere. And what you can do is with your breath work, with the inhale, you envision pulling forcefully heaven light down that channel and filling up your sphere as if it were a fishbowl that is being filled with water, except for the substance that is coming into your sphere and permeating everything, through your bones, through your fibers, through your hair, through every part of you. It is permeating and going through. It is a bright white light. Video games or fantasy movies can help you with your visualization of this type of thing because they have these white, colorful lights and magic and sorcery and whatever. And so think back to a movie where there was a white light. And envision it being kind of like how maybe dry ice, the smoke of dry ice kind of permeates and rests on the bottom. And just envision as you breathe and you inhale, with each inhale, forcefully bring that air into your lungs, and know that at the same time you forcefully inhale, you're forcefully bringing that heaven light and filling your sphere until it's completely full. And then you close it off. And while focusing on what that looks like in your mind's eye, speak the intention. May this perimeter protect and serve as a barrier from any harmful, negative, or stagnant energy that would seek to cause chaos or harm, right? Or otherwise harm. I allow, it's 4444, which is cool. The light of heaven, the light of, experiences that are for my highest good to come through. Whatever the intention is, speak it aloud or in your mind and set the intention once that perimeter is full. And this can be a practice that you do before you start your day that will serve as a barrier in the things that you experience, which is kind of incredible. Okay, and I pulled another card, so something to think about as I end this reading. It is no measure of health to be well adjusted to a sick society. And this is a quote from Krishnamurti. Something to think about. Am I willing to feel alienated by society in the name of feeling sane? So just because everybody's doing it, just because everybody is telling you it's the wrong way, or you're doing it wrong, or you're following the wrong thing, if you know that you're going the right way and you are following your intuition, your intuitive inner compass, have the courage to not let others tell you your truth and your knowingness, right? And I'm going to leave the reading there. I hope it was helpful for you in some way. And if it was, please take time to like, share, comment, subscribe to my channel. It truly does help. And it's appreciated. It's a way in which I feel or receive understanding that the content that I'm putting out is meaningful or helpful to you, and a way that you for free can say thank you to what I'm doing. So I'm sending you guys all so much love. I appreciate that you took the time to listen to this video and to spend this time with me, and I'll talk to you soon.